been injured in an accident, one thing leads to another. Your injury leads to treatment. Treatment leads to hospital bills. Bills lead to debt. Debt leads to stress. The advocates can help relieve that stress. Having an advocate attorney on your side leads to faster resolutions, fair outcomes, and a peaceful recovery for you. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show, live on Thursday, September 25th, 2025. Don't forget, we are off tomorrow. It'll all make sense on Monday. It'll all make sense on Monday, or maybe it won't because you're just not as smart as me, but there's a chance that's the case. Jake, certainly that's the case with you. All right, the show brought you by Jake's tutelage. The show is always brought to you by the Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. And you guys, I know that everybody's back in school and there are big weekends, and these are the final weekends of warm weather that we are experiencing pretty much across the country. A lot more kids out, scooters, bicycles. Hey, listen, people are on walks. Slow down, be careful, and remember, if the worst happens, make sure that you get to theadvocates.com 24/7, 365. Let them fight the insurance companies for you because, frankly, they've fought that fight and they've won it on a consistent basis. It's what makes the Advocates the best injury attorneys in the business. Hook it up 24/7, 365. And it won't cost you a dime at theadvocates.com. A huge weekend in college football. I think this is one of those weekends we all love to talk about. It's week 5. There are games all over the place. And I'm telling you, man, that I don't know that there are bigger games more than others. But I look at some of the ones I'm looking for. Obviously, BYU Colorado is a big one. That is Saturday night. I think TCU Arizona State on Friday night. Tomorrow night is a huge game. It could absolutely be the reemergence of TCU football on the national stage. And of course, Oregon State going to the Knuckle Deep Boys, where unfortunately the Fighting Sandusky's are favored in that game. Jake, do you have one you're particularly looking at this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the Alabama-Georgia game is going to be one that's just, that's basically going to be, that to me is a can't-miss game. I think it's a great matchup, obviously, and yeah, Oregon at Peterasu is obviously my second favorite option.
Well, I think it's huge. Dana Marie says she'll be right back. She's got some charting to do. Okay, James.
Well,
maybe a Subaru. Okay, you should. Tony says you should dump that Honda Civic for a Honda or a Toyota hybrid. Okay. I see. We're just right into it in the comment section. We're not even
hesitation.
No hesitation at all.
Yeah, the momentum from yesterday's, shitbox pictures really flowing into today's show,
Which I still to this day I don't understand. And if anybody wants to make me understand, I saw the comments that I was too harsh. I was too harsh on James about his Honda Civic. Wouldn't show us pictures of the inside. Probably got dead bodies in there.
By the river.
That's right. TJ Beck, may your magic pajamas be blessed by Monty, the recovering Catholic. Exactly right. Joey Harper.
Oh,
I got the first like now. Simon says everyone follow. Yeah, let's go. Let's get the like machine rolling today. I am trying to be a better YouTuber. I know I am not a great YouTuber, but we already have almost 500 views and only 14 likes. Hit the like button. It helps the channel grow. Joey says, best way to celebrate my 60th birthday. Wow, Joey. Pizza and the Monty Show and cap it off with the Seahawks tonight. Yeah, because that ass went deep again last night. In all seriousness, are the Seattle Mariners a real threat to win the American League? I mean, Probably not. I would think it's probably a year early, but they're one game off the best record in the American League. And now obviously they're 7 games back of the Brewers, but I mean they're pretty good. I mean, they've won 50 games at home, Jake. Any chance the Seattle Mariners and Thumper, any chance they win
Yeah, I mean, I don't see them winning the AL. I think that the I think the conversation between Judge and fat ass dumper guy for MVP is a good one. Everyone wants to give this guy Cal a lot of credit because he's a catcher doing this, and no seems to want to let go the fact that Judge dropped that ball in the playoffs last year, and even though he's got, Cal beat in basically every analytic except home runs, like, it's just really interesting to see how people are treating this conversation. But you're not going to get me to say that I think the Mariners are going to win the AL. They're definitely going to have to prove that.
I don't think there's any doubt that Thumper is going to have to prove that. Joey Harper also says BYU the best. No, top 4. Yes. We're going to get into that. Meow. Right. Meow. Meows and glory girths. Okay.
Glory girths.
Dana Marie. FTR. I am not Dana Marie. James.
What?
We know, James.
Who'd have thought?
Midweek Coug. Hello. Toots. Dana Marie is not Dana Marie. Then who is Dana Marie? Oak State James. My bad. That came from the wrong account. It's not easy juggling all these accounts.
Right.
Here I am.
Let's just say I'm messaging from Eugene, Oregon. There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Jake, you have a new friend.
Apparently.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, good for you. Go hug some trees. Do what you need to do.
Norge Coug, Dodgers better hope that Cincinnati doesn't get the wild card. Reds would start Green and Lodolo in games 1 and 2, probably. But I mean, I like what they did with Roki last night out of the bullpen. I thought that looked really well. Lopes fan Gabe, has anybody checked on Rapture Lady's dogs today? Wonder if her creepy neighbor got a good show.
Present.
Come on, man. How depressed are you if you thought you were getting raptured?
Very depressed. It's probably why no one's heard from her. Come on.
Must be, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's rough, dude.
I don't trust anyone but the Brew Crew right now. Gardo's got smoking hot, but all the classics are looking very questionable. Yeah, I could see. Urban to Euclid? Nah, I don't think so. I think Urban's retired. It's always funny until someone breaks in and steals Jake's Nikes. Truth.
We don't take any shit.
Truth. What got raptured? Your mom.
Oh,
nicer weather than in Eugene than in Bethpage. Yeah, Bethpage. Yeah, seriously. Ryder Cup starts today. So you always like that. Let's get into BYU. Now, I admittedly, I'm pandering because I'm tired of hearing from BYU fans who are like, dude, all you do is talk about Utah. This used to be a BYU show. Okay. Listen, I'm here to please the masses. I am pleasantly surprised at the quality of football we've seen from BYU. I am pleasantly surprised at the quality of football we saw last weekend from Bear Bachmeier. But under no circumstances, and this is just my opinion, but under no circumstances, BYU the best team in the Big 12. I don't think there's any doubt right now, my mind anyway, that Texas Tech is the best team in this conference. I have no question about that. I look at what's going to happen in Tempe tomorrow night. That very well could be the second best team in the conference. And I think Josh Hoover in TCU, I think that team is on the verge. If they can figure out how to beat Arizona State, Jake, I think you got to say TCU is the second best team in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that the offensive showing is obviously what's going to determine how we talk about TCU on Monday. I think if you can go on the road and put up 35 points and really legitimize yourself, then obviously we'll have a lot of positive things to say about it. I mean, I think the truth about the conference is Texas Tech is the most complete team defensively, offensively, special teams. I mean, even their depth, and there's not really a clear number 2 right now. And that to me is sort of the conversation. I mean, yeah, BYU had a nice little week against ECU, but it was ECU. So, I'm sitting here, looking at this team saying, okay, well, yeah, sure. Bear had a much improved showing. Completely agree. Guy deserves a lot of credit for improving.
Yeah.
Headed the right direction. But at the same time, like, I'm not just going to sit here and say that all of a sudden this is the best team in the Big 12 or even near the top. When they've clearly got a lot to improve on. And again, it's not to knock them. I just think it's a fair assessment. Like, you don't have a quarterback that's going to go on the road and beat, a power team that's in contention to win the conference. I just don't see BYU doing that. I think they're in that game, but I don't think they win that game. So you're top half, but I don't think you're like top 3 in the Big 12 currently.
Yeah, I think I'm probably a little higher on BYU just because of their defense alone. And if Bear can show that he can consistently throw the football the way that he did last week, I think that's a big thumbs up. Now it's East Carolina, who I think all of us thought was going to put up a better showing than they did. But if you look at the raw numbers, BYU hasn't played the caliber of opponent, let's say, of an Iowa State or a Texas Tech. BYU's given up 16 points all year. That defense is legit. But I think the question has to be asked, is BYU as good as Kansas? Yeah, I think they are. I think they're better than Kansas. Are they better than Arizona State? I don't know. What Arizona State quarterback's going to show up? Because I think that's a big one. Are they better than Iowa State and Texas Tech? I'm going to say no. I think Texas Tech is number 1. I think TCU, Iowa State, 2 and 3 in whatever order that happens. I don't know. And then I think BYU's the 4th best team in the conference.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that that's far off. Just thinking of other teams that would potentially take that spot. Obviously there's not a long list. I mean, a lot of people were really high on Baylor coming into the season, but they just haven't been, it just hasn't really, they just haven't had that season, and I think, obviously the likes of Colorado and Houston and, West Virginia and, you just have this collection of teams at the bottom that isn't really competitive. So, I would agree. Like I said, I'll stick to what I said. I think the only thing that we know unequivocally is that Tech is the best team in the conference right now. And I will really look forward to seeing what Bear Bachmeier can do against Colorado's defense. I do believe for, Bear, a team like Colorado is a really good measuring stick game, right? Like, obviously they're a Big 12 opponent. They're not like one of the worst teams in the league, but they're also not one of the best teams in the league. They're a team
Colorado's
that,
terrible against the run, Jake. I mean,
yeah.
That's one of the shockers of this conference is that Colorado's awful stopping the run. And I think you look at, again, the PFF schematics do not paint a beautiful picture. 529 yards allowed, 5 Georgia Tech players averaging 6.5 yards a carry. You're looking at a BYU offense that's 11 in yards per carry, 4th in yards per carry after contact. BYU is going to be there's not a matchup Colorado wins on paper. Mm-hmm. This is going to have to be a will over skill conversation if Colorado is going to contend to win this game. And I think, again, my guy, LJ Martin, who I've talked ad nauseum about on this show, I think LJ is going to be massive. And does that mean that we're in a position where, we're going to see a 200-yard game? I think this could be 250 yards rushing for BYU. I think BYU is going to put up a huge number on the ground against Colorado. And here's what scares me. Colorado's a home dog, 6.5 points. Nobody believes Colorado can win this game, which is probably what's going to make them dangerous. But the other part of this line, 50.5 is a slap in the bag if you're Colorado. That number right there says that they don't believe you're going to break the 20-point barrier. And this in Vegas feels like a 30-17 win, something like that.
Yeah.
That's what a 50-point number tells you. They're questioning whether or not bettors will place money on Colorado to score 20 points. And I'm not telling you that's irrational. I just am very interested to see how Colorado comes out and defends this BYU offense, you got to load the box and make Bear beat you with his arm. I don't know any other way to do it.
And I also think the question of whether Colorado covers this number is also super relevant. I mean, if you're only going to score 17 points, you're definitely not, you're definitely not covering. So that I think is where there could be some money that comes in on Colorado, is that they'll keep it close, but they'll still lose. To me, if you're a believer, that's what if you're a believer in Colorado, that's kind of where you're going with this game. But listen, I do think that there is opportunities. If Bear makes mistakes, I feel like a lot of people are they watched the game last week, saw the improvement with the mechanics, saw how he was driving it down the field, and are obviously riding higher on it. And I agree with that assessment, but I don't think that this kid all of a sudden is immune to turning it over. And so if I'm a BYU fan, that's all I'm looking for. You should expect to win this game. You should expect to handle Colorado. At the same time, though, does Bear Bachmeier escape without throwing an interception? That, to me, is what I'd be looking for.
Well, that's the only way that I think BYU gets in trouble, because, again, I'm just going to say, as poor as Colorado is stopping the run, they do not run the football at all. They're 109th in success rate per carry, 109th in the country. That's not good. And you look at the defense at BYU eats quarterbacks like this, and Caden Salter has not instilled confidence. When I look at this matchup, and if we're talking about, hey, what are we going to do, and what does a number in this game look like? I think when you look at the fact that BYU is 7th in the country in pass defense, 2nd in rushing defense, I don't know how Colorado matriculates down the field to assault the end zone.
Yeah, because their criteria is not up to par with BYU's criteria, such as in like.
Yeah, and BYU is going to control the clock by running the ball. This feels like a 31-17 BYU win, and I think it goes under.
Agreed.
Yeah, I would love to see Colorado's in a transition year, which you would expect. And I just don't think they have a quarterback. When you have a quarterback by committee, you don't have a quarterback at all. And I think this is a very tough pill to swallow for Deion Sanders in Colorado. And Deion does not do losing well. He wears it on his sleeve. And frankly, I have real concerns how many more games they will win this year. I think they're that bad defensively.
Yeah, it's rough, man. There's no question. It's rough.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Colorado's schedule, if we're just being honest, you're 2-1, right? And they've got wins, 2-2. They've got wins over Delaware and Wyoming, losses to Georgia Tech and Houston. That's not good. And I think you circle that back around with their next 3 games being BYU, at TCU, Iowa State. This is going to get worse, because then you follow it up with Utah, and then Arizona, West Virginia on the road, Arizona State at home, and you finish up at K-State. I don't know that they have a path to bowl eligibility. No. I truly do not. So.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know how they're going to develop those quarterbacks. That's the thing. Like, I like Caden Salter and his athleticism, but I don't know if it's just a reps thing or what, but they got work to do.
Oak State James wants us all to believe that the car is, amazing, and he doesn't have a burner account.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Yeah, Dana Marie or Jane Oak State Dana or Dana Oak State Marie. I can't keep the names. Let's talk football. Well, I'd like to, but everybody's confused by your burner accounts.
Oh, no.
So.
Yeah, I mean, if you could just clear it up. I mean, I know that you've denied it like multiple times, but nobody believes you. So the problem is notice James is in the comment section now. Dana Marie is not. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's not helping your case, dude. James, Dana, Dawn, Stadium Girl.
Exactly.
I mean, that's it's hard to get away from, bro. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why you don't just admit you have a burner account so that you can make comments without being identified as the Honda driver.
Nobody
you know?
here will judge you. Well,
Yeah.
that's not true. That's a lie. We're going to judge you heavily. I think it is. It's a sad day, James, when you're not free to be who you want to be in the rectory. And I think
the butt buzzer has to be allowed to function at will. I mean, it's a constitutionally protected right, and until you accept the fact that you have to admit you have a burner, I just don't know that the butt buzzer 5000 is going to work correctly, dude.
I would agree. I mean, it's just tough, man. It's just tough. I agree with you about BYU's running back. He's the best running back in the Big 12. Well, let's not get carried away.
Whoa, dude, stop. Dude, don't put your hacks on, dude, okay? Don't put the James Black Book, blacklist, out for the year because Utah fan got that ass alone in a room hex on another BYU player.
Yeah, I'm going to say you probably want to just spar down there, Skippy. Or Dana, whatever whatever you're going by these days. Best running back in the conference. And I think Rayleigh Brown would have something to say about that. I think Rayleigh is fantastic. I think I need to see LJ Martin and BYU's offensive line against a legitimate opponent because we have yet to see that. But I mean, there's a lot of guys in the conversation, right? I mean, of the guys who have carried the ball heavily, yeah, sure. I think Dean Connors at Houston has some really great numbers, but I think Ray Leake's probably the best running back, and LJ Martin would be up there. I don't know. I'm ready to crown his ass at this point, but Cod on Martin, his leg is flying off in Colorado. I do. I mean, I think Oak State James putting the kiss of death on your guy is terrifying. That's a problem.
Okay.
Guys. Hey, guys. James named the car Dawn. Okay. Big John. Hey, guys, who do you think has been the most consistent Big 12 team over the past few years? None. I mean, Iowa State certainly has to be the one, right? But
yes,
Utah hasn't been very good at all in this.
Well, we're not talking about who's been good. We're talking about who's been the most consistent.
Well,
so I mean, if we're talking about the most consistent,
that's Oak State.
Yeah, I mean that would be right? Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, I think you have. I mean, I have to say Utah's been pretty consistent, right? Pretty crappy last year. Can't seem to win a big game right now. Like, it's
or
not
fill
ideal.
Out an injury report,
or fill out an injury report and then say that he was fine and it wasn't necessary and blah blah blah. Okay, cool, man. Cool
story, bro. Yeah, Basher, I agree. I think it's Iowa State, and I don't know that it's really an argument. Steely, what's up, dude? Steely,
Monty,
you're going to Seattle, and it is going to be very challenging. I think this is a very dangerous game for Ohio State, and I probably, when I look at teams, trap games, upset alerts, call it what you want, danger time, I think Ohio State in the PNW, and you're not going to be tuned up the way you were last year for Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm really nervous for Ohio State because my opinion is that you have a lot of questions about this game, and this is going to be obviously, not that I'm telling you things you don't already know. This is going to be the biggest test of the year on the road for the Bucs, and certainly Julian Sayin, who I'm not concerned about at all. Julian Sayin's numbers are dynamic, but he hasn't faced a road environment like Husky Stadium, where it is loud, it is going to be chilly. This is a big game. It is on CBS. This is a huge game. Huge. Jake, which way do you lean on Ohio State?
I definitely give Ohio State the edge, but I do think that people have no idea about Washington and how good that offense is and how many points they've scored and how dangerous they are. You know, Washington to me this year is not. I wouldn't say that they're a CFP team yet. I think they have the capability of surprising people and, you know, being in that like top 17, like that 13 to 20 range, and, you know, kind of pushing the envelope if they have their best season. But I think that the 51.5 number is the one that I'm really shocked by in this game. Only because, yes, it is Ohio State on the road, but it's still Ohio State. And I do feel like that's a little bit disrespectful to the Buckeyes. I think that, you know, Julian saying, you know, yeah, hostile environment for sure, but a guy of his ability, even as a freshman, even as a newer guy, I would expect you to go in there and do the job. And I think if we've learned anything, it's that Ryan Day, you know, has his guy prepared. I haven't watched a Buckeye game where I felt like, yeah, they're not prepared. The only ever criticism I ever have is, hey, you just didn't execute. Like, you knew where the ball was supposed to go, but maybe you didn't make the throw or whatever it might have been. So to me, I would still give the edge to Ohio State. I definitely think that Washington covers for sure. And I would not be at all surprised if this went over.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very close game. I think most people have no idea the just absolute drubbings that Washington has handed out. I think putting up 59 on Washington State, and it's not even that it's Washington State. It's that DeMond Williams has been so dominant all season, and I say all season, the first month of the season, and nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows he hasn't thrown a pick. Nobody knows he's got six touchdowns. Certainly, you look at Colorado State, UC Davis, and Washington State. Yeah, who's getting excited about that? Not a lot of people. But the fact that they played the Apple Cup and he absolutely took Washington State apart at the joints was, I mean, that's amazing. His performance that he's got 220 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns on top of his passing, I think is remarkable. And you look at the depth and you look at the way that Washington has, you know, they've spread the ball around like it's prom night. I mean, it's been remarkable to watch Coleman and DeMond Williams run the ball. I think you look at some of the numbers receiving, nobody has any idea who Denzel Boston is. And the guy has been almost uncoverable. He's averaging 15.6 yards of reception. And I would remind you, his long is 39 yards, right? So this offense is legitimate. And I think you just look at the way that Washington has played football, and I don't know how you explain how their offense has just clicked away. Like, now, obviously, what they did in the fourth quarter, and I mean, that was unbelievable. And so the game was closer. It was at 20, I think 24-10 at the half. It was 31-24 going to the fourth quarter. And then Washington was just like, nah, bro, I'm fine. Like, and just absolutely put the screws. That opening drive of the fourth quarter I watched every snap of it. Unbelievable. But then Washington State, I think, ran out of gas, started turning the ball over. But I say that, and I bring this up because, one, you didn't watch the game, and two, Washington tends to inflict its will on people late in games. And I don't think we're talking about Washington State here. We're talking about the Ohio State Buckeyes. Mm-hmm. And I think Ohio State's going to win this game, but it's going to be nervous time. And I think that there are, ESPN put this game through 20,000 sims, 6,240 times. Washington won the game. Now, what does that mean? 13,700 times Ohio State won the game. But 6,200 times, Washington, they found a model to have Washington win this game. I think it is this number is a little disrespectful. I'm taking Ohio State, but Washington's going to cover the 7.5.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I think there's two situations that will decide the game. Obviously, Washington ranking first in the FBS in third down percentage, converting 75% of their third downs is elite, and so you don't want to be in 3rd and 2. You don't want to be in 3rd and 1 against this team. And so that'd be the first situation. And then the other situation is Ohio State hasn't allowed an opponent to score from the red zone yet, right? So you're looking at a team that is really difficult to overpower in the red zone. You're also looking at a team that is really good at converting on 3rd down. So the reality is who's going to win up front. That to me is the discussion. If Washington has protection and they do a good job protecting their quarterback, they're going to be right in this game. But I still think that it would be disrespectful to say that Washington's going to win this game based on what we know about the Ohio State defense. And that to me is the separator.
And I got to tell you, I'm throat stretching over Julian Sayin. I am.
President of the knee pad union for Julian Sayin, Monty.
I love the kid. I think just watching him play, two of the most enjoyable players to watch in college football are on this team. And I think when you look at Caleb Downs and you look at Julian Sayin, it's pretty football. And I think that Caleb Downs I think wants to be the number 1 pick in the draft. And these are games that make you that guy. And I think Julian Sayin has improved every week. I think he outplayed Arch Manning for 3.5 quarters and has not looked back. And I love, for everything that Ryan Day hasn't been at Ohio State, now that he's got a ring, you can see that his game is really coming out. He is a quarterback whisperer. And I think what he's done with Sayin is, Julian Sayin's great. I think, and I've been telling you for how long, I think Caleb Downs is the best defensive player in college football. I think this is probably a 28-21, 28-24 game. I think I was not able yesterday in looking at this, I was not able to find a way that Washington just fades into the night, because they can get the ball down the field and they're the best defenses in the country. You're susceptible to the deep ball because there's a lot of luck involved in it. And that luck is made by athletes. And Washington's got really good athletes at the wide receiver spot. And I think that's why this is a 6-point game. I think 7.5 is absolutely disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
Absolutely disrespectful. And I am stoked for this game. I am stoked for this game. Ohio State will score over 30. I don't know. Now, I know you probably hate Washington, Coug, but Bryce Martin, Caleb Downs will be top 5 for sure. Hopefully he'll go to Houston now that we cut CJ Gardner-Johnson. What a weird
season. The culture there is weird, dude. It just is weird.
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with the Texans. But if Stroud continues to go in the wrong direction, you're probably a year from now, you're probably looking at a coaching change. If they don't turn this around, and if you don't find your way out of the basement, because you're not going to the playoffs now. 0-3 teams don't make the playoffs. And I think it is very difficult. It is very difficult to justify why this team is 0-3. And I think everybody wants to rip me over Caleb's struggles. Have you guys looked at the numbers on CJ Stroud? He's only completing 46% of his passes. And the worst part is he's averaging under 7 yards of completion. Ooh. And I would also remind you, he's the number 2 running back on the team as well, which is not good news because CJ Stroud ain't a runner.
Yeah, I just have never felt like it is overall a CJ Stroud problem. I think that it's he's got things he's got to work on, no doubt about it, but he is good enough to get you to the playoffs.
But isn't he a symptom of a much larger problem? Well, one, you might want to find an offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Have we looked at how they've lost games? 14-9, 20-19, and 17-10. It's not your
scoring
defense.
Points.
You're not scoring points. And it's because you're not running the ball well. And to me, he just looks like a guy who hears footsteps. And that is the worst place to be as a quarterback in this league. And I think, again, and I'm not trying to be redundant, and I know I think I've said this every day this week, this is why you hire offensive gurus to lead your football teams. Because fantastic that you're stopping guys, but what good is a great defense if they're always on the field because you can't score points?
It's not a great defense anymore.
I don't know. It's not. But I don't think the defense is the problem. I truly think it's the offensive line. I think but the other part of this is does Ohio State put quality quarterbacks in the NFL? Justin Fields, CJ Stroud, Will Howard. I mean, you don't have a laundry list of, Hall of Famer Kirk Herbstreit. Not really. Mike Tomczak, you prick. No. Not really. Like, you don't have a history of putting great quarterbacks in the NFL.
No, LSU is where you're trying to get quarterbacks from, bro.
Yeah. We'll see. Sadly, Oak State is third best team in Oklahoma for now. Well, you know that. Not defending the Texans, but heard CJ is not exactly a positive force in the locker room.
Well, I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he's probably pissed off that they're so bad, and yeah, I agree with you, Mike, that it's the quarterback's job to help set the tone and set the culture. But dude, like, if I had that offensive line and my OC sucked as bad as that guy does, like, I probably wouldn't be thrilled. Probably wouldn't be thrilled.
No, I would not either. And I don't know. Big Blue Horsies. Ole Miss, Arkansas, and Oregon for the win. Shut up. See, why do you come in here? I'm trying to support your Gators, right? Like, I'm trying to find a way to not rip your quarterback, and you got to come in here and talk about Arkansas. We ain't doing no pig suey. Out your goddamn mind. Are you going to be happy when they hire Lane Kiffin? I wonder.
I would be.
If Notre Dame loses to Arkansas.
Would you, Quintus?
Would I? Because I would. I would have already.
Well, all right, guys. Notre Dame's losing by 50 points, and that's it for the week. We'll see you Monday.
Dude, I'd Navalny,
and I'll see you
his ass already. I don't give a crap. Poison the doorknob on the coach's office. If I die, I die. A couple players got to go with him. Those are the breaks, brother. I want Marcus Freeman fired if they lose this game. I don't want excuses. I want Marcus Freeman. I want some ass over this game if they lose, boy. Problem is, we're not going to lose. I say problem. We're not going to lose.
What constitutes a promise?
Well, Jeremiah Love for 175 yards. That'd constitute a promise. A couple of more touchdowns. Jadarian Price running people over, breaking your spirit in the third quarter. That'd constitute a promise. Right, but here's the problem. Taylon Green is going to terrorize Notre Dame. I actually have some PTSD over Taylon Green, right? Like, it is a problem. And I look at Carson Beck and Marcel Reed, and I think Taylon Green is better than Carson Beck, and I think he's better than Marcel Reed. And I know that Marcel Reed is winning the Heisman now that he beat Notre Dame and, knuckle deep and full insertion. Totally get it. Tyler Shook, totally get it. I am telling you right now, Taylor Green might be the best quarterback that the Irish have faced this year. And if he is throwing, if he breaks 250 on this team, we're in real trouble.
Yep.
We are in real trouble because, and again, I know nobody believes me. Go look at the tape on Taylor Green. The guy is absolutely playing elite level football. One of the best performing quarterbacks on what is without question, not a good football team and not a good defense. But did I mention, I believe they're third in offense or fourth in offense in the SEC? Did I mention that they hung 35 in a loss on Ole Miss? That's a pretty good Ole Miss defense, better than Notre Dame's defense. Put up 31 on Memphis and lost. Well, okay. My point is their defense ain't great. Their offense is sensational. 174 points in 4 games. Sensational. I don't feel great about this. The Notre Dame defense does not pressure the quarterback well. The secondary is slow and does not cover well. How many weeks in a row are we going to talk about that? I think this is going to be a shootout. I think the number should be the over-under on this game should be 864. Yeah. And my guess is it's going to go over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I'd be terrified too. I think that I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, well, what's the pathway to victory for Notre Dame? Okay, well, obviously your defense. Okay,
run the football.
Yeah, but they don't run the football effectively enough anyway.
Not enough.
Right? I mean, yeah, sure they can run it, but again, are we going to see a bunch of CJ Carr heroics, or are we actually going to get the ball to your workhorse running back and, do what you should do? And that's what really concerns me, because what I know is that there's a very obvious way to go about this game if you're Notre Dame, and I don't trust Marcus to do what he should do. That's what I know. Like, obviously you're capable of winning this game, clearly, but when it comes down to it, are you going to execute? Are you going to make the hit you need to make? Are you going to make the throw you need to make? Like these are all things that I just simply don't trust.
These are all things that keep me up at night.
Yeah, as they should. And what bothers me is that I just, dude, most of the time I'm trying to talk you off the ledge about Notre Dame, but I'm not doing that this week with Notre Dame. I'm with you. I think that you should be terrified of Taylor Green. I think that you've got, I mean, he's already got 1,100 yards, dude.
He's 100 yards off of Sawyer Robertson.
I mean, it's nothing to play with, and that's why I say, like, this is a road game, and I get that Arkansas isn't like the hardest environment, but it's still not a river cruise, if you will. And I don't know. Something tells me that this is not just, oh yeah, Notre Dame will figure it out in this game. Nah. I'm not so convinced, dude. This has field goal victory written all over it. And I'm inclined to think that it does go over. I agree. This does feel like 38-35, type ball game. And I think you have to take Notre Dame to win in a really close one, but I am not at all, even a little bit, confident in that.
The good news is that Arkansas is not good against the pass. They, in general, give up 213 yards a game passing. That's terrible. They've given up 854 yards. They've given up 4 touchdowns. Now they have 4 interceptions. So you're going to have to be wise. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they roll, because I think when we start looking at the way that elite defenses in the SEC. Look, that's not who Arkansas is. I'm telling you that right now. And the thing that gives you some hope is they're worse stopping the run than they are stopping the pass. They're 15th, which means only Ole Miss is worse against the run. And you look at that, they're giving up 4.25 yards a carry, that they've given up 7 rushing touchdowns, and they're averaging 157.5 yards a game against. That gives you some hope. But if I really get into Notre Dame's offense, and this is what I say, are we going to continue to play 60, 70-point games?
Yes.
And is that what it's going to take for Notre Dame to win games? I think you had better be in third and manageable, because Arkansas is one of the worst defenses in the country on third down. I think they, off the top of my head, I think they give up 54% conversions on third down. Like screen door on a battleship, dude. You guys might as well not be on the field on third down. But I think CJ Carr's been a much better than advertised quarterback. And the number that feels right to me is, I think this is 42-34. I think Notre Dame wins this game.
Man, I just think it's a lot closer than that. I think your question about, like, are you going to have to play 60, 70-point games? Yes, absolutely. I think that's what this team is. I think when you don't have a quarterback that, I mean, he did look a little better last week, but generally speaking, don't think you have a quarterback that confidently drives it down the field, much more confident running it right now. So I would say that I think both teams are under 40, but I would say it's like a 38-35 kind of game, and Notre Dame wins. Notre Dame's defense will be on the field holding Arkansas down and win the game.
Should I make a bet if Notre Dame loses to Arkansas that I have to send Big Daddy Magic a Buffalo Bills shirt?
I mean, that's your call, bro.
Well, you'd pay for it. You're the rich one in this conversation, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Right.
What are you saying? You're not?
I'm not the rich one in this conversation. I don't be out here driving no M car and everything. You know what I mean?
Not everybody can, dude.
Yeah. So it's your shirt, not mine. Okay, here we go. Trying again. Player.
How many times is this dude not going to answer the phone? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guy. Come on, guy. I'm trying to give you a Buffalo Bills shirt. Unbelievable.
It's incredible, dude.
I mean, is this guy not sitting around waiting for my phone call? You got to be kidding me. Big Daddy Magic, come on, bro. Not going to happen. Disappointing on so many levels.
How do you not answer the phone, dude? No, you hyenas now are DMing me saying that you'll take the shirt. No, that's not how this works, dude. That's not how this works.
Hey, Monty, it's Oak State Dana.
Come on, dude.
It's Oak State Dana. I'll take a TCU shirt.
God, I want him to answer so bad. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, dude probably ate too much Taco Bell and is passed out on the couch.
It's probably his afternoon nap. T-Bird, I tried, bro. I have tried and tried. He hasn't sent me any videos. Oh, he did send me a video on Monday night.
Hey, player.
Big Daddy Magic. Big Daddy Magic with the sexy boy blood. Hey, player, it's a great day for you. The Chicago Bears won one. And hey, player, in 1 year, it's going to be summer again, right? It's the first day of fall. Remember, there's 4 seasons, but there's only one Big Daddy Magic. And you get the videos from him.
Bro.
He's a blessed man. You're welcome. But hey, player, you need to help me get a petition started that I can fire the cannon on October 11th. What goes better than Big Daddy Magic and explosives?
Okay, a lot goes better than Big Daddy Magic and explosives. Maybe answer the phone when a pimp trying to call. Okay, I tried, man. You guys say I mean the Big Daddy Magic.
Time though. This is the second time, dude.
It is, and I've tried to give it to him, right?
You know what the problem is, dude? He took Tylenol. That's the problem, dude. He took Tylenol. He's passed out, and you know he's not in a good place.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Lamont, I like this one. 33-28. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. He's probably at work watching this like the rest of us. Big Daddy Magic ain't got no job, man. He's legitimately, he's a paparazzi. I already have a TCU shirt. It's very patriotic.
No, you have a dude. No. Whoa. You have a TCU car, bro. Why don't you just wrap your car in horny frog graphics at this point, bro? Like, I mean, come on, dude.
On your mirror cap. You better hope you don't get divorced, because with that car, you're never getting laid. I'm just telling. I think you could drive a Ferrari and you probably ain't getting laid. But my point is, okay, we should probably, kids don't smoke the Tylenol if it's smokable. Yeah. Big Daddy and explosives. What could go wrong, Steely?
No big deal. What's this problem?
What a bar. 4 seasons, but 1 BDM. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude.
See, Big Daddy Magic. It's all love, man.
Facts.
It's all love. Did he got autism from the Tylenol BDM is taking? Could be with my guy. All right.
Feel me?
Final score prediction on the Notre Dame at Arkansas.
38-35, Notre Dame. And obviously, at that point, Arkansas covers.
Okay.
The Notre Dame defense will be on the field fighting for their lives to win this game for their team in the end.
Okay, and what if Notre Dame wins by double figures? What are you going to buy me?
I have no idea. What would you like? What would you like?
The victory has already been won.
Jake, that's not very nice.
Do you want another pink shirt?
No, I'm fat. No.
Notre Dame is fine.
Yeah, it is. Notre Dame 35, Arkansas 31. 31-21 Notre Dame. 37-34 Arkansas. See, you're just being a cock. And now I'm going to have to root for Washington. Our Lady 30, Arkansas 24. Bailey Dietrich, buy Monty a beer. Never a bad day to have a Modelo. Right, Jake? I mean, not that, and this is, I guess, the thing. I just thought we were relating on an interstellar level now, and that you would understand that, prophylactics are never a bad gift.
Yeah.
But
his cock.
Yeah, real funny, Steely. Real funny, pal.
Yeah, do you want me to get you Tylenol? Would that suffice?
LSU in the SIP taking on Ole Miss. I'm not playing your stupid games today. In the SIP,
Weeks and Landry versus Lane Train here.
How big is this game? I think it is a huge game for Florida. Ole Miss. Let's talk. Money. Is Lane Kiffin the next head coach of the Florida Gators?
Has to be.
I don't know who else it would be. It would be and Lane has talked about being a big program guy. And I think that Lane Kiffin there is a certain invisible ceiling in the SIP, and I think Lane Kiffin's right up against it.
Program.
I think he's right up against it. And I think that Lane Kiffin is a guy who is acutely aware of his legacy. And I think Lane Kiffin's legacy is that he hasn't won a championship yet. And I think Lane Kiffin wants to be the very best at everything he does. And I think that includes coaching. I think Florida would be a significant step up from Ole Miss. And I think if he's offered, he'll take the job.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that unfortunately Ole Miss is a great job. I think the problem is that it's just not quite the job, the stature of, Florida, Texas, Bama, Georgia, obviously. Like, it just has, like you said, it has an invisible ceiling on it, and it makes it difficult to do what you want to do. And I do think that the Florida job is not for everybody. I think that Florida is a job that requires a certain personality.
I agree.
I think that Florida, that gig is a special gig. When you're good in Gainesville, when you're winning ball games of leverage in the swamp, dude, there is not many jobs that are on that level. And I think that Lane is equipped to do that job. And I don't know why it would be anybody else. That's my point. Why would you, if you're Florida, why would you go after anybody else? He should be the number one guy. And if you're Lane, why wouldn't you take that? I mean, it just seems obvious at this point that it would be him.
If you could have any job in college football, what would it be? Like, if you could have one job, any job in the country, what program would you want to coach?
I mean,
for me, obviously for me.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to say Notre Dame.
Michigan.
Right.
No.
Right.
For me, Notre Dame would be 1. But I think LSU would be 2 for me. And I think every game that LSU plays feels like a huge game. What about what?
What about SC?
I think SC is a great job. I think it is incredibly.
Yeah, okay, are we saying, hey, do you good job or natties? Yeah. Like, where do I want to go and coach to win natties? Then you're going to the SEC.
I think if you want to win a national championship, guy, you go to Notre Dame.
No, you don't.
We
saw that last year. You don't go to Notre Dame. You don't go to SC.
Get raptured? No, that means Jesus is still watching Notre Dame football.
No, that means Jesus hates Notre Dame football because Marcus is about as average as it gets.
Well, Marcus isn't a good Christian until he starts winning games, right?
Know your role and shut your mouth.
It said that in Galatians.
Yeah, and then in Revelations, see, the problem is in Revelations, it says that you have to have 11 guys on the line of scrimmage at the goal line to stop people, but he hasn't read the book of Revelation.
Why was the rapture canceled? Because Jesus is pissed at Marcus Freeman. And I think he wants Marcus Freeman to go to hell. And so do I, frankly. Jesus and I are good friends, and we tend to align on a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
Feels a little strong. My point is, I think if you want to win national championships, you have to go to a headline program. Notre Dame is one of those. Bama is one of those. LSU is one of those. Ohio State is one of those. I think that's where you have to go. I think LSU is a huge job. But if I said, can you go to Florida and win a national championship? The answer is yes.
Unequivocally,
Absolutely.
It's yes.
And, toot pants. Shouldn't it be know your role and shut your hole? It should. It should. TJ back. Okay, hell is frozen over. Monty is quoting scripture. It wasn't. Galatians is just the first work of fiction that came to mind.
And that's how I look at it.
Speaking of Revelations, happy day after the rapture. No, happy day to you, sir.
Dude, you're so casual with it. That's just another work of fiction.
Well, I'm tired of it. One of the things that's come out of this show this week is I've got Jimmy the Christian Bible thumper who's like, look, I used to like your show, but this shit about the Bible's too much.
Stay hard.
Okay. I get it. You think I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not.
Oh, you're passionate about a little fictional book that's in hotel room nightstands, man.
Yeah, the Gideons put them in every hotel room, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just the rapture thing just It's amazing to me. People are filling up their bathtubs so that heathens who get left behind by the rapture will have fresh drinking water. Lady, A, the rapture's not happening, and B, do you think Jesus is turning off the spigots? Hello? Like,
no.
It's it's fine. It's fine. I would pull a Jimmy Johnson and coach Miami. It would be all about the Florida Keys. I think that's very true. That was not on purpose. Cody Hansen, I want to coach Utah. I get more fiery offense. If not Utah, then Arkansas. Since I live there, go Hogs. Why would you?
Dude, you can't credibly on one hand be like, oh yeah, I'd love to coach Utah and get him a hot offense, but if I can't have Utah, I'm just going to go to Arkansas. Like, that doesn't work.
Chewy Gonzalez, give me those toothless fans in Arkansas. Hogs 24, God's Boys 10.
God Boys.
See, now you guys are just saying hurtful things. Speaking of hurtful things, Lane Kiffin's daughter. Lane Kiffin has a daughter who's dating an LSU linebacker. And, listen, I think that there's nothing wrong with that. Lane Kiffin's daughter is...
Say less.
And I'd hit the hole. I mean, I'm in the A gap on that. And
I would hit the hole.
Wasikowski, Tigers might not make the playoffs.
Yeah, what happened to best team in baseball, Eric? I mean, come on.
All your shit talking always goes to the side.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are better at hitting hitters in the face, with a fastball than you guys are at getting people out.
That? Did you guys see that? Like, do you know how painful it? I've gotten hit in the face with a fastball, and I can only tell you that was one of the most painful things. The guy's name is David Fry, and Tarek Skubal hit him in the effing face with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and he supposedly is okay. I want nothing. And maybe somebody should teach Mr. Fry how to bunt. But he's totally fine. He is going to be okay.
Yeah.
But that looked like it hurt. He wore that thing and it's not good. You guys really think are you convinced that the Tigers are going to miss the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, they're not playing good baseball right now.
Well, duh. I would agree with that. The Tigers right now are one game behind Cleveland, who's playing stupid, unbelievable baseball. But here's the thing. As many games in a row as the Tigers have lost, what is it? 10 of 12, I think. And now today, coming up here in 40 minutes, Troy Mountain and Parker Messick. Okay. If you don't win today, and Messick's actually been pretty good. He strikes out a bunch of dudes.
And with all due respect,
I'm going to be interested to see how the Tigers end the season if they lose today.
Because it's garbage.
Because after today, you've got Boston for 3. And Skubal pitches Sunday afternoon.
In other words, Skubal can't pitch every day.
That's right. And I think that the bigger question is if we look at the Gardos, Cleveland finishes with Texas, who's trying to figure out how to nicely ask Bruce Bochy not to come back. So, and I would also remind you in that series, I don't believe, I could be wrong. Yeah, it's Leiter, Kelly, and Corbin going for Texas. I think Cleveland's probably going to win 2 of those 3. And it's not going to be good. It is not going to be good.
Sad times, bro.
So, and the funny thing is Wasikowski was in here. Oh, the Cubs are done, Monty.
Cubs are trash. They're terrible.
Done, Monty.
Oh, man. Skubal for MVP and Cy Young and best player ever, Monty.
I think it's going to be incredible. I can't see a way. I can't believe. Are you really telling me the Tigers are going to miss? Obviously, they're a game back in the Central, but they've got the last wild card spot. And the team you probably really need to pay attention to is Houston, because the Astros have lost 5 in a row in the last 2 to the A's. And I have no idea what you're doing. That's going to end today. They were up I think they're up 10. They've scored 10 runs today. So I think the Astros are going to win. But they have the LA Angels to end the season on the road in Anaheim. And Kyle Hendricks' final start as a professional pitcher is game 1 of that series. So we'll see, Eric. It's going to be interesting. Bryce Martin, we're up 10-1 right now.
Well, you say we like you're on the team, bro.
Yeah, and then, well, he's an Astros fan. Yeah, and then there's Cade Horton for the Cubs, who, see, I was trying not to talk about this, but then Red asked Greg. Cade Horton's done for the year. And it sucks. And I just keep trying to tell people, you guys think I'm just being a liar. Bro, I don't have nice things. I don't have nice things in sports. I don't. The Cubs without Cade Horton. The Cubs had a shot with Cade Horton. Without Cade Horton, I don't think there's much of a chance.
Do you view this season as a failure?
And if it's an oblique or there's 5 different injuries being reported about him. I don't know what it is. It is supposedly this rib cartilage injury, and I just should give up on sports. I should stop watching.
That's the bottom line.
King of Thailand, going to New Jersey, dropping all my stuff before I move. It's bittersweet. I'm excited but scared. Thailand is awesome. I thought you weren't moving till November.
Apparently the timeline's moved up.
Okay. Wasikowski, Red Wings beat the Blackhawks. Who cares? It's preseason.
Yeah, who the hell cares, dude? Don't run. Don't run. Be accountable, dude. Don't run.
Bryce, well, Astros got to win them all to get in, and I hope they win for Brett Gardner's sake. Shut down eBay baseball card store yesterday. Oh, no.
Okay, so give us an idea, because I know that you're familiar, but where you're going, how far does the dollar go? Are you a millionaire over there, or what is it? What's it looking like?
Yeah, I am.
Because he's going, where is he going? Thailand or the Philippines?
Cambodia.
Okay.
I think he's going to Thailand. Pretty sure.
I just want to look. Dollar to whatever Thailand's currency is.
It is the Thai baht. 1 Thai baht equals 31 United States cents. So if you've got $100 US, that's 3,216 Thai bahts.
Yeah, so you're in a good place, dude.
Yeah, I would hope. No, Monty, you need to give up on Midwestern sports teams. No, I don't. Dude, I am a Chicagoan through and through. And I am not Oak State James, where I have 8,000 teams I root for. Jake being an asshole this morning, texting me mean things about Devin Booker.
Well, I'm Devin Booker, and the Suns were loyal to me at 18, and that's why I got to stay here and never win a championship. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Book. Thanks, dude.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Greg Hawkins, do you have advice for the King of Thailand?
Yeah, so if you're an American over there, Greg, how much money do you really need? If you had 50 in the bank, are you just chilling for 5 years? What's it look like? Uh-oh.
What?
What are we doing?
Nothing. What do you mean, what are we doing? King of Thailand says November 11th, still parents traveling in October. So just getting organized, cannot wait till the last minute. Okay. Look at Mrs. Marty in the
let's go. Can I get some love in the comments section? You guys have all been,
She's
begging for
red.
this to happen.
You guys have been.
Well, this is a Utah show, so
Well, and I've got 5 other. Never mind. Damon says I was just there. It was 34.5 baht to the dollar. Ballin'. That's what I'm saying.
That's nice, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Toot Pants
nice.
Mrs. Monty. Cody says, "Is that Mrs. Monty?" Yes. Hi, Mrs. Monty. Dude.
Hey, stadium guy James.
No, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
Dude, first call out is James.
This is the car.
Welcome back.
Wait, nobody saw that because this is James's car. What do you notice about this? What do you notice about the TCU sticker on the mirror cap?
Yeah.
And then he loves Texas.
Go Frogs.
No.
My bad.
Why do you say hurtful things? Anyway, there you go. You happy Mrs. Monty made a cameo. Greg Hawkins, if you want to live like an American, you'll spend the same as you would in America. If you want to live like a local, then you can get away with 1/10. But most Americans simply can't live like a local.
Well, so that's my question though. So what's the happy medium? Total cost, I would say for Americans right now is probably what, $4,000 a month, $3,500 a month if you're renting. Just on average. So
yeah, Greg, what's the housing cost?
Yeah, what does it look like?
I think Greg was a TV and movie star. I'm not even kidding. He was a TV, movie star, and a model. On billboards and in stores and in the Philippines, if memory serves me right.
So that's my point. If you're is 2,000 US over there cooking or what do you need?
I don't think there's any doubt it is. I would think. So.
What I'm saying is if you had an e-commerce business, right? A business you could do from anywhere in the world. And you live somewhere where the dollar was super strong.
Well, look at Damon. $1,500 a month is plenty more. Is plenty more is ridiculous. Hi, Mrs. Monty. Hi.
Okay.
Yeah. I like how Monty turns to jelly around Mrs. Monty. Probably a little firm behind the scenes, but in public, Well, she starts saying hi to Oak State James.
Yeah, that's just come on, dude.
James is over there, and she goes, "Hi, James," and it twitches. What are we doing? King of Thailand, 12,000 baht is 1 bedroom. Okay,
oh, dude, so you're in a great place.
You're rolling.
Because 12,000 baht is only 372 US.
You're rolling.
So for a pad, let's just say 30,000 baht.
Good
right?
Lord.
I mean, that's only $932 at 30,000 baht.
Yeah. Joseph Melendez wants to know if I can vacuum my dog's ass for old time's sake. Wow. Dude, is that 4 years ago?
Dude, that's iconic, bro.
And that's my dead dog's ass, I would remind you. And he's been gone for
his butthole was all over this stream, bro.
God, I love it.
Dude, that's
incredible.
Genus.
That's incredible.
I'm not sure that we've heard an ass vacuum reference in years.
Oh, man. Do you even still have the vacuum?
I'm trying to see.
Back in the day when we did the show in my basement, I had a dog. Rhino was his name, named after Ryan Sandberg. Yeah, they're both dead now. And he was dragging his ass all over the place. So we took him to the vet, and they went full, colorectal on him. And there it is. The ass vacuum has made its return. The ass vacuum has made its return.
That's great.
Why do you guys think Lane Kiffin's going to bring a championship to Florida? Lane Train hasn't beaten anyone noteworthy in the SEC. He's going to go to Florida just to get beat by Georgia and LSU every year.
Okay.
Because I think what Lane Kiffin has shown you is that he knows how to score points and he is able to recruit. And you look at he's always got a quarterback or two. He's got wide receivers. He's in the portal. He's an NIL guy. His daughter is smash factor high. Like, he knows how to recruit. He knows how to recruit. I was living on about $6,000 a month in the Philippines, but obviously I had lifestyle creep. Well,
what is lifestyle creep? What does that mean? Like a
James was rolling, or Greg was rolling.
Yeah,
like that's bread, dude. I mean, if you're
okay, so 6,000. So you're saying you were living on 6,000 US?
The problem is that we're plunderous, right? In the Philippines, the peso, 6,000 US dollars is 349,560 Philippine peso. Greg was rolling.
Damn.
Greg was rolling. Can you all describe me to the McGuire Sosa era and what they did for the game and what they meant for the cities? I'm too young to remember, but heard they made baseball more fun. Well, I can tell you I remember where I was when McGuire hit 60 and 62 and 63. I was doing a daily talk show on the cable radio network in Tahunga, La Canada. It's actually La Cañada. And we were driving down the 210 freeway in my wife's Jeep Wrangler. Yeah, it was different. It was life-changing.
Yeah, I think the best way to describe McGuire Sosa was that Major League Baseball was totally oblivious and intentionally ignorant to the abuse of steroids.
Yes.
And used it to grow the league and used steroid use to up the game's stature in American society. And I think that McGuire, Sosa, and those home runs you talked about with McGuire were an iconic moment in sports. And I think that Major League Baseball, because they did that, is still paying the price for that in today's game when dudes get caught using. And that's what's hard.
And yeah, I think pretty universally believed there's never been a positive test. But yeah, I mean, Mark McGuire had Androstene Dione in his locker, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we even talking about? 6K is a palace in the Philippines. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But again, Greg was like, and I think you may think I'm joking. I'm really not. Greg was an actor and a model, and he's one of the best looking dudes I've ever met. Like,
bro,
I mean,
don't you know who I am?
Yeah, dude's a baller. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to have a good time. I didn't mean to be lighthearted.
Dude, who do you think you are coming in here? The day after you sent your shit box to the show for us to watch, saying that we got to get back to college football. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, nobody can have fun around Dana Marie. We'll get
there. Which, again, I just want to point out, haven't seen Dana Marie in the chat since Oak State James showed up. Just pointing that out.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Aaron
Point it out.
in the chat, though, for $2. Aaron, America's favorite mailman. Good to see you, my friend. Texas Tech is best in the Big 12 this year, and I agree.
Currently,
and we were saying that 40,000 baht gets you 3-bedroom villa with a pool. Wow.
Okay, so 40,000 baht. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me just see, just for perspective.
Yeah,
that's $1,200 a month. So that's pretty damn good, dude.
Maybe I need to move. Maybe I need
3-bedroom with a pool. That's like 10 G's a month in California.
Wait, you're saying 40,000 Thailand baht?
Yeah.
Gets you what? 40,000 Thailand baht is $1,243 a month.
Yeah, dude.
Whew. Greg Hawkins, yeah, I was living in a penthouse in a business district, so it was more important, but it was still only like $1,200 a month.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I mean.
I think we plunder as American. It's funny going through this process where we've been thinning out our possessions. I had no idea how much shit I have that I just never use. Never use it. Gave it away, sold some of it. Like, I never used it.
Sold a lot of it.
It's wild. Short bus. Don't worry, Mrs. Monty. The police are on the way to rescue you. In the meantime, find a place he won't be able to track you down. Somewhere with a lot of stairs. So brave. Okay. Not really sure what that means.
I think that was a James reference.
Spoiler, Mrs. Monty is Dana Marie. Well, now you guys figured it out.
Could be.
Now you figured it out. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Stud Muffin 69. You can get a lobster meal for $4. My wife loves lobster. I've never been a lobster guy.
So how different is just the day-to-day then, like culturally? Because obviously it's a different country, way different than America, obviously. But like, do you like you're not going to like the grocery store, I imagine, right? Like you know what I mean?
You're having food delivered.
Yeah. Like what's that look like?
They have grocery stores, 12,000 a month can get you a farm pond moonshine still wife and 3 sides. I think that's probably true. Depends on your neck of the Appalachia.
Mm-hmm.
Jake looks like Mrs. Monty, but shaved head. Okay.
See, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, what do you want me to do with this, Chewy?
King of Thailand, 10,000 expats live in Hua Hin.
Hua Hin.
I probably got that wrong. Hua Hin. I just, you know what? I think how do I say this? I think Asian countries, you're not going to go there in all likelihood and get murdered. I think expats go places where they feel comfortable and they're culturally rich. It does not surprise me. Well, forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. Hua Hin is a coastal city. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Okay. So what you're saying is you're going to be on the water. Oh, that's beautiful, dude. Water. Not far from Bangkok either. Way to go. Yeah, I think culturally speaking, oh, wow. And it's only 100,000 people. I love experiencing different cultures. I really do. I love it. Is Mrs. Monty the same as Mommy Jake? No. Jakey Mom? No.
Hua Hin.
Jakey Mom. Have you guys watched the Bad Friends podcast yet? I'm telling you.
Yeah, I watch it every day on Instagram.
It will change your life, dude. It will change your life. It is so good. So good. Culturally, the day-to-day is very, very different. There's a huge adjustment period. What's the biggest difference?
Yeah, what's one of the biggest difference?
I maintain as Americans, we don't respect other cultures and we don't give people their due respect or space. And so I think we roll up like we're going to Europe for Christmas and New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the new iPods, or the new AirPods, which are incredible. And they will translate French in my ear in real time, which is the main reason Mrs. Monty and I got them.
But I've been told that allegedly the French don't like most Americans, that the French can be assholes to Americans.
Yeah, I think that's a stereotype. I think you have to go and you have to pay respect.
Yeah.
You have to be respectful, man. You're an outsider in somebody else's community that you should be respectful, but we as Americans are not.
Yeah.
And I think you can't be oblivious to the culture around you. I'm Bobby Mom. Exactly. Mrs. Monty is not Bobby Mom. No, she is not. Midweek Kook or moving to Canada. National parks are beautiful and way less people. Canada sucks tax-wise and money-wise. Yes, Bobby Lee. It's terrible. Cody, please answer this question. With the new entity of college football, will the new entity create market map football games like the NFL? I'm afraid that if they follow the NFL format, they will also only show games in local areas. No, I don't think so. I think LSU, Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss this weekend is huge.
National game, dude. Yeah,
right. Notre Dame is a national brand. This is the argument we've had all week about the Utah ratings and why I said, and I got my ass handed to me because of it. Utah drew 4.04 million people to watch Utah, Texas Tech at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. That's not a national game. And it was in the biggest broadcast window in college football. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. And it is, and pick your hater, Wasikowski comes to mind. The Big 12 sucks. It's irrelevant. Well, when you only draw 4.04 0.04 million people in the biggest broadcast window in college football, I'm going to say you're not real relevant. And those are the two best teams in the conference. And at that time, certainly that was inarguable. So, no, I don't think we're trying to shrink the world of college football. I really don't. Word is the French are trying to pass laws about leaving French for expats and British moving there due to low rural realty prices. I think Europe is in a massive period of adjustment because of a global trade war. And I think the hardest thing for people to digest is Europe is in turmoil. I mean, with what the Russians are doing and how they're flying their war machines over other countries with no repercussions, dude. It's rough. James, we can't read your comments unless they're about football. Joseph Melendez.
No, he earned that.
I went to France in '94. In Paris, they weren't nice, but on the coast near Normandy, the people were very friendly.
Can we get back to football, please?
Yeah, can you talk football, please?
Yeah.
French people don't shower. Well, just because Matthew McConaughey smells doesn't mean all French people
smelly ass, dude.
You know.
Land of smiles. They are fake nice to Farang. We are ATMs to them. Well, and it's important. Joseph, to be fair, the French aren't exactly friendly with other Europeans. Ironically, they are fascinated with Cajuns, though. Okay. Toot Gundy. My experience, most folks in France don't want to speak anything other than French, and that comes off as mean to most Americans. I would agree with that.
But again, how hypocritical are we as Americans? We're not trying to speak anything other than English.
I have a friend in Nice, good area, yeah. You know when your wife's not usually around and then she's around and you smell her perfume and it moves a little bit?
Do you just want me to play the music now, or do you like what are we doing?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
You know.
When checking into hotels in France, once they found out I didn't speak French, was treated poorly. Okay. French are like Michigan people then. Well, there is that. Word is the French are trying to pass laws. I read that one. Greg Hawkins, I think the biggest difference aside from food or the weather would definitely be interpersonal relationships. You have to learn how to talk to people the right way. Thank you very much. And don't act like you know everything. I think it's a huge mistake that we all make, right? Stud muffin, French cheese is the best. My wife loves cheese. Loves it. Germany treats people way better than France. Love Germany. Okay. When first stationed in Korea, total culture shock, but you learn and adapt. I would agree. Scott, what would have been a good number for Texas Tech, Utah? That's what I said, 6 million.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, you were only 2 million short. Crazy. How about Utah State? What about Utah State? Pac-12's favorite football team? I'm a huge Bronco Mendenhall fan. I'm a huge Bronco fan. And I think when you look at where Utah State is at 3-1, I'm happy for Bronco. I wish they played better defense. They score a hell of a lot of points. I wish they gave up fewer points. But Utah State also, I mean, you lost to the only good team you faced. So that sucks. But they have a tough schedule. They've got Vandy this weekend, at Hawaii, San Jose State, at New Mexico, Nevada, at UNLV, at Fresno State, and home for Boise State to end. Better make hay early. Location. It's crazy that $1 million home in Indiana is a mansion, while in LA it's a regular house. Seriously.
Yep.
I was
telling you the play is Midwest. Got to be in the Midwest if you want best value.
Yeah, because it ain't Utah anymore. I can tell you that. I was honestly asking. I haven't seen Georgia play this year. I'm just assuming that Georgia, Alabama is going to be really good, but I would like Monty's take on it. Oh, okay. Coming up in 5 minutes. I'm a French citizen, Roquette said. They remind me of Americans, but from France.
Wow, man, that analysis is incredible, Rochette.
Parlez-vous français?
Right. I'm going to guess if you did that while we're there, that wouldn't end well.
I'm not going to do that. That was fast fade to black and back. 30 seconds of greatness. I worked in a menage a trois once. Heard that about you. Heard that about you. You know. Are you learning French? Are you learning or know French at a functional level, Monty? No, I don't. But I do have the translator app on my phone. My wife is doing like Duolingo, and she's also going on a Viking River cruise in 2 weeks. Like, and then we're going to France and London. Like, whatever. It's so annoying to me that my wife goes on these fabulous vacations and I'm over here working the salt mines.
Well,
you know. King of Thailand, ties are awesome, but need to be careful. You can get gamed if not smart. Okay, I think that's probably everywhere. Do I dare watch the Tigers or the Marty show? Marty show. Better outcome for you. Gooby, what are the top 5 programs in the Big 12 based on resources and money? Guys. Hey, guys.
So in the last 5 years, we don't know what BYU's money is, but my God, Baylor and that 8-ball have been incredible.
Boy, I'm watching the Shohei Ohtani home run into the hot tub. Dude, that's a bomb. He is the best baseball player in the world. I'm convinced of it.
Oh, I think he's the best baseball player of all time, dude. I don't think there's any question.
Yeah.
Babe Ruth wasn't hitting 99, dude.
Leon Durham was a hell of a first baseman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go overseas and eat freaking oats and ground turkey. I will not. I'm eating, look, you prick. I'm eating oats and ground turkey now so I can go and eat fish and chips and French fries.
You fucking donkey.
I want to go back to France so I can go to the home of the French fry.
That's an incredible comment, dude.
That is an incredible
comment. That's next time maybe work in black beans and sweet potatoes,
That's Mountain Mama, dude. That's why he's a legend. Only thing good that came out of France is French onion soup. French fries, dude. French fries are from. Anyway, yeah, Americans get scammed everywhere we go because we are very trusting, and the petty theft and crime is way less visible in the U.S. Well, yeah, we just nope. Jake Young, hello from Kansas. Sorry I'm late. Love the show. How dare you?
What part of Kansas are we talking about?
How dare you? Are you from Arkansas? Good to see you, Jake. Monty, Rio croissants in France are amazing. You have to eat a few. They are amazing. Oh, I will.
Did you just call him fat, dude? Like, how could you do that?
It's not nice. French fries come from Belgium. Should have known. My wife's going to Belgium.
See, why do you got to ruin it, though, right? French fry from France, and now you're going to roll in here with Belgium?
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Pizza comes from New York. Freedom fries. That one lasted about a minute. There you go. Barry Bonds is better than Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, I think Shohei's a better pitcher than Bonds is. I think the fact that he is the best pitcher in baseball and the best hitter in baseball and a pretty dang good fielder as well. I think Barry Bonds is the best offensive player I've ever seen swing a bat. And some of the home runs I saw Barry Bonds hit in person, I'm not awed by athletic ability. But I can tell you, having seen Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Barry Bonds, those are the 3 that come to mind when I'm like, dude. Like, I think Barry's just not the all-around player that Shohei is. People getting scammed from fake Labubu prices on TikTok. Of course we get scammed. Can anybody explain to me why Labubu is a thing?
It's just one of those unexplainable hot on TikTok things right now.
I guess I'm not that guy, pal. I'm not your Huckleberry.
You're not a Labubu guy?
Not even a lot. I am not at all. Like, I hate it. And I know some folks who just get the blood flowing to the extremities on that. And I'll never understand it. I will never understand it.
What's an erection?
The Belgians dip their fries in mayo. Sign me up. Real croissants plus real butter. Ooh. Order a Royale with cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It's different over there. I won't be eating fast food there. I'm a big believer that you got to go and eat the cuisine. If I was going to Thailand, I would be having burgers and steaks. You got to eat the local cuisine. What?
Yeah, I mean, if I was in Turkey or the Iraq, I would be having turkey and beans. I mean, that's the local cuisine, is it not?
You and I both know that James would show up in like South Korea or Japan, and he'd be like, "Hey, where's the Buc-ee's? Hey, do you know where Buc-ee's is?" That's what James would do.
Like, for instance,
he's like, "Well, I drive a Japanese car. Why do you guys look at me like that?"
Yeah, why do you care?
And I think Oak State James is a guy who, when he's like talking to a Latino or somebody who doesn't speak English, he's the guy that yells at them. He's like, "Hey, tequila," and the guy's like, "Yeah, I can hear you fine."
You know, sir, I speak English. You're aware of that, right?
Hey, speak any English?
What are you talking about?
Bro, they okay. It's amazing.
Como se llama inglés?
One of the best things that I think I've ever seen. I was going door to door selling magazines like years ago. This had to be in the 90s. And I will never forget this. We were in Miami Beach, Florida. And this guy I was with, whose name I don't remember, he was this like just Nebraska corn-fed white guy. And he knocked on a door, and admittedly, the lady was very tan. And I swear to you, he assumed she was Latino, and he started speaking Spanish to her, and she's like, "Hey, I speak English." And it's like,
Oh dear. Oh my.
and he was talking so loud in broken Spanish, and she's like, "Hey, I speak English." I will never,
hey, douchebag,
ever forget it. And I just think we are such a-holes to people who don't. We think everybody should speak English. We're so
It is what it is.
We're so entitled, right? Like, anyway, I should stop. It's just so funny to me.
Yosemites.
Yeah, like acetamorta, fine. I think it's one of those things where if you're going to go to Thailand, the Philippines, if you're going to go to France, Belgium, you got to speak their language. But don't go all Brian Kelly, right? When you're in Ireland and you're like, "Hey, matey," like
the Iraq.
I think I don't think that's the Iraq. I think that's pirate, not Irish. But it just is. It's wild.
Yeah, that's wrong.
If you are in Korea, order the gogi and rice. Gogi and rice. Okay. In Mexico, I am known as cilantro grande. Okay.
Cilantro grande?
Siberian. Como se dice salchicha? Ceviche? You like ceviche? Okay. Did anyone see the video of Ted Stokes going full Karen on the cops on Smithfield? I did not. No, I did not. Sasquatch Grande, exactly. Every round in Thailand comes with a caddy. At the turn, if tipped the starter, you could get a massage. Use your
Bro said use imagination. Are you serious?
Time in my life, but I fell in love. Okay.
Bro.
Okay.
Did you just I know you did not just try to make a massage parlor reference at quote the turn on a golf course.
Okay. I mean, I ain't telling you I hate it. Wow. Top of the morning to you. Hey now. We are so screwed as Americans. We really are. We really, really are. All caddies are ladies. Oh, is that true?
Macaque.
Okay.
Dude.
Roche, just learn some local language on Duolingo before you travel. The locals will see you trying and greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I agree with that. Finally, before we satiate Oak State James, haircuts in many Asian countries are so superior. Really? I did not know that. Alabama at Georgia. Minus 3.5, 53.5, 730, ABC, and the ESPN app. This game is crazy. This game is so important. I think it is incredible. Georgia has not routinely beaten Alabama. I think they're 1 for their last 10. I think they're going to have Georgia to win this game is going to have to play from ahead. And that is going to require Gunnar Stockton to be what he's been all year, which is much better than anybody thought. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see what does Ty Simpson look like in this game? Because probably whoever throws the ball with most accuracy, Jake, is probably going to win this game.
Yeah, I think that if you remember last year's matchup, DeBoer's first matchup in this series, they win 41-34. Bama does. And, I think the difference with this year's team is obviously the tackling has been hit or miss on defense. Obviously hitting the last 2 weeks, but first week was not great, obviously. And I think that, Ty Simpson is the X factor in the game for Alabama. The defense is the defense, but Ty's going to have to play really well. You can't make mistakes against Georgia. You need to put the ball where it's supposed to go. And really, I think it's just this thing where he's going to have to find the balance of when to run for that first down and when to throw the ball. Because I think there have been games this year where he's run a lot and, he's won the game that way. But against this kind of defense, in this kind of experience, I just think that you have to play a more sophisticated game than that. And so for me, I look at this matchup, and I have a lot of trouble thinking that Alabama goes to Athens and beats Georgia at their place. But I think this is going to be an incredibly competitive game. And if Georgia, if Georgia makes mistakes, if you're going to give Alabama an extra possession, 2 extra possessions, maybe an untimely turnover in the second half, that can swing this game in Alabama's favor. But here today, looking at this, I would have Georgia to win this game by 1 touchdown. So they would cover in that sense. But I think it would go under the 53.
Yeah, I can't do that. I think I look at what Alabama's done poorly. That's stop the run. They lost to Florida State. And Tommy Castellanos. Don't call me Nick. My name is Tommy Castellanos.
Yeah, Tommy.
And Florida State put up 230 yards rushing, but what didn't they do? They did not throw the football almost at all because this Alabama defense, I think, is the best pass defense in the country. And if we start looking at what Georgia does well, Georgia runs the ball well. They're not going to throw the ball well because you're not doing that. You are not doing that on Alabama. I am as convinced as I have ever been that Georgia wins this game because Georgia is pretty good at running the football. They're averaging 4.5 yards a carry. They're averaging 209 yards a game. Now, that isn't to say that Alabama is a team that runs the ball well. They don't. They're at 124 yards a game. But let's be pretty clear. Alabama has played 3 games, and they've given up 138 yards a game. And that's a lot of rushing yards. And I think when you look at Georgia, they've got to do a better job protecting Gunnar Stockton. Tennessee absolutely tortured Stockton. I think Georgia needs to find ways to get the ball to Branch. You've got Oscar Delp, I think, is one of the best tight ends you'd have never heard of. And I think the right side of Georgia's offensive line had better be ready to play, because I think that's where Alabama's going to attack, and they're going to try and force Gunnar Stockton to throw the ball and make mistakes so their passing defense can take advantage. I think Ryan Grubb at Alabama has got to figure out a way to find 5 guys to play on the offensive line, because they haven't been able to do that yet. And I think Jam Miller being back for this game for Alabama probably solves a lot of their rushing problems. And certainly when we look at the run defense that Georgia's going to employ, if they hold Jam Miller and Alabama to under 100 yards rushing, I don't even have the slightest bit of doubt Georgia's going to win this game. And I think one of the things that's pretty remarkable is not only is Jam Miller a really good runner of the football, he is a phenomenal blitz protection guy and a pass blocker. And Ty Simpson needs it. I think that this Alabama defense is going to have to be really good. And I think Alabama's going to Athens to step on some necks. And I think Alabama's going to win this game. And I think, my opinion, I don't love the line in this game at all. 53.5 is a very odd number for two teams that are pretty stout defensively. But I understand it. I think this is 24-17 Alabama.
Yeah, I like I said, I think it is under. We just see this game differently. So we'll see. This is why I say I think it's. You asked me earlier, hey, like what's my favorite game of the week? This, I like the Ohio State game, but this game to me is I would even have this game above or the Oregon game. I think this is probably your best overall football game of the weekend.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think this is such a critical moment in time for Kalen DeBoer.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Saban football teams pretty much didn't lose to Georgia.
And he didn't lose to Georgia last year, right? I mean, you came out, won that game, and I think that, dude, the Florida State loss for Alabama earlier this year was really tough to deal with and swallow for Bama fans, and obviously everyone was calling for him to be fired, including myself. And I think that this game is a get back game for DeBoer. But I don't know, man. I think that I don't have the belief in DeBoer and that program yet that obviously I would have had in Saban, and I know that's unfair, but it just is what it is. And I think if he can win this game, that will go a long way to cementing confidence and good vibes that the Alabama team that we've all known and loved under Saban, there are shades of that still here culturally.
Yeah, I think when I look at what this looks like, I can't see, especially with Jam Miller back in the backfield for Alabama, they're going to control the clock. And I think this is going to be a fascinating game. I got Bama all day. I love the matchup for Bama. I really like what I've seen out of Ty Simpson. I think he's looked really composed, really well put together, really understanding, really smart, really well prepared. It doesn't surprise me. Tone, JQ Trader, LOL, what about the Ducks? We'll get there. Steely, love college football weekends like this. These are awesome. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. It's do or die for Kalen against Georgia. He's got to win the game. Roche, Georgia at home unless Alabama can force turnovers, because Bama's offense will get it done if they have more ball time than Georgia. I think that happens. I do. Dodgers can pull it off, Monty. If Rocky's in the bullpen, I think you have a chance. I do. Joey Harper. Ty Simpson has got to play much better than he did in the last big road game. I don't disagree. And I think Ty Simpson's got to be the reason they win the game. I do. Georgia 24, Bama 20. Okay. Lamont says Georgia 26-23. Okay. Greg Hawkins can confirm about caddies and haircuts. I like it. I like it a lot. King of Thailand, I love USA, but need to get away from the politics. Was making me miserable. Need a change. Don't hate it. Tuke Gundy, Georgia only got 6 more yards of offense than Tennessee, and they only beat Austin Peay by 22. I think Bama is back from the first week stumble. I think this defense.
That's another great way to look at it, dude.
I've been touting this defense, and I think that could happen. Honestly, I do.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. I'm very interested to see, like, who's the quarterback that's finally going to step up? That's the question I have, because I think when we look at these games, a lot of quarterbacks are young, and a lot of quarterbacks are inexperienced. I think it's going to be very difficult. Penn State, Oregon. It's going to be very difficult for Penn State to win a game if Drew Aller isn't the full and only reason that they win that game. And I would love to see him be the full and only reason they win that game, except I hate the knuckle deep boys. And I'll be honest with you, I am a hundo P in on Oregon. A 3.5-point road dog Saturday night on Epstein Island, NBC. I don't think that there's much to talk about in this game. Drew Aller needs to be the reason that they win. He is not sharp. He is not a great passer of the football. And it was Villanova and Florida International. And he's been ass. He's got a 58% completion percentage. He's going to have to complete in the high 60s to beat Oregon, because if he does not, they're not going to score a lot. Knuckle deep boys love to play, run the football, control the clock. Don't put Drew Aller in situations where he's got to throw the ball from behind, because if Drew Aller's got to bring this team back, knuckle deep is not going to be knuckle deep. They're going to lose. And I think when you look at Oregon, I want to know what Oregon looks like on the road in a hostile environment. I want to see Dante Moore be poised and explosive. I want to see Brandon Finney and Aaron Flowers be studs in this game. I want to see, how do you handle what is probably your first real road environment in the Big Ten? I think this is a major moment in time for Dan Lanning and this Ducks team. And I think when you look at the way that Epstein Island's going to be whited out, I think it's a huge opportunity for Dante Moore to win the Heisman Trophy. I think that there is no doubt he is a contender and might be the front runner. But this game right here is going to decide it. If Dante Moore comes out and has the game that I think he's going to have, I think Oregon wins this game. And I have no reason to believe that they won't. And again, this is another game where I hate the line. I absolutely hate the line in this game, Jake.
Yeah, I think for me, the game will be decided by Drew Aller versus the Ducks defense. And I think that the question is, how many turnovers can the Ducks defense generate? Because everyone coming into this game is talking about how, Drew Aller is, 6'5" and, 215 or whatever he is. And he's this big-bodied quarterback that, has number one pick written all over him. Yep. And for me, the struggle I have with Drew Aller is that's great. And he does have a great body and a great build. And, he physically he's got everything you want, but he doesn't have the one thing that every great quarterback, in my opinion, needs, which is the swagger to go out there and confidently navigate a good defense. And the hard part for me is that Penn State likes to win games physically. They want to lean on you. They want to say, hey, well, we've got, this great defensive end, or we've got this great running back, or think of all the great Penn State teams that we've seen over the years, right? The teams that gave a lot of the great teams in college football trouble, right? They all had that one guy that was a big time punisher, both offensively or defensively. And for me this year, yeah, Penn State's good. They're a solid football team, but I don't think they've seen anybody as physical as Oregon. And that's where I think this game will be decided. Oregon's defensive line has no problem getting after it. I think the secondary is held up well. You do have freshman cornerbacks in this secondary, so that could be a factor if for whatever reason they start making some mistakes in a hostile environment. That could definitely be a thing. But I don't have any doubt in my mind that Oregon is a better team. That Dan Lanning is better in this kind of a game than James Franklin is. And not just because James is 4-20 against top 10 opposition. Not just because of that, but just when you think about the energy in the setup, this is a road game for Oregon. This is them going across the country. This is Dante Moore competing for the Heisman. This is the Ducks trying to prove a point, trying to get to, I would say, assuming that Ohio State wins their game, this is the Ducks trying to get to number 2 in the country from number 6 where they are currently. Like, there's no secrets in this game. Oregon knows what's on the line, man. Dan Lanning completely understands the task at hand. So for me, I would agree this line is weird. I don't know how we're 3.5 to knuckle deep. I understand that it's at their place, but I would have fully expected this to be just a -1, -2, that type of a line. And to me, I would have Oregon. I don't think they're putting up 40, but I would be more than happy to say, a 30-17, 30-21 kind of game, because I just think they are better than Penn State.
The problem is the knuckle deep boys aren't explosive. They are not dominant. I think when you start looking at the way that this game should play out, Oregon against Epstein Island should be 31-28. I don't believe for a second that Drew Aller can beat Oregon. I don't buy it. I think Dante Moore can beat Penn State. Absolutely. I think he can absolutely dominate the Fighting Sandusky's. I think Oregon scores 30 points, they win. That's why I have a 30-24 Oregon beating Penn State. I feel, and I don't even doubt. I don't know, a 42-6, but James Franklin going to coach like Oak State James, Oregon 59, molest you 27. Could be. King of Thailand, did Oak State James take his Assmaster 5000 and go home? Not cool, James. Could be. Curtis says LJ Martin runs for 200+ yards on Colorado this week. Absolutely could happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Chewy says Alabama 31, Georgia 24. Conundrum got filtered. What? How did you? One comment and you got filtered, would you say? Scott in Florida, Georgia has a long home winning streak. Maybe time for it to be broken. I am a big believer that Bama wins.
Well, we're starting to get into that time of year where we start defining people. So the Ducks game is definitely that. The Bama-Georgia game is definitely that. And I also think the Ohio State game is that. That's a defining game.
All right, let's get into prize picks for the NFL tonight, because we also have an NFL contest of note. And I'm telling you guys, when you want to win and you want to dominate, you come over to Uncle Monty's house for prize picks.
Hey, Morty.
Yeah, we're kicking ass.
Yo, you think Dallas' Power 4 gonna drop 30 tomorrow?
Why you tripping?
Did you see his mom made a post about going to the game?
What? Hold up. His mama gonna be there?
He's been averaging like 34 points a game when she's there.
At least 40 when she be on that Jumbotron.
He don't like to let his mama down.
Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Cash in on your sports fandom with Prize Picks.
Download the app. Use the promo code Monty to open up a new Prize Picks account. MONTY, Monty, to open up a new Prize Picks account. My friends, you will not be disappointed. You deposit $5, they'll give you 50 more instantly at Prize Picks. Kyler Murray's a discount tonight. I think you got to take him 177 and a half tonight is the discount. The issue here is the Seattle Seahawks are not the San Francisco 49ers on defense. I think that Kyler's going to have a game tonight. I think Kyler Murray, that rat bastard, Kyler Murray.
The little guy.
Verticality. I think Kyler Murray is a guy that he can absolutely take over a football game. And when I see that you're having a year, it's very interesting. They're middle of the table offensively in the NFL. But look at their passing numbers. They're 8th in the NFL in passing. They are, believe it or not, 4th in the NFL in pass blocking. They are awful running the football. 28th in the NFL running the football. Kyler Murray on a discount? Yes, please. Yeah, I'm taking Kyler Murray on a discount.
Yep.
100%. I think then you got to look at rush receiving TDs. Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
Stud. I think you got to take him for a touchdown.
On a demon.
And then I think you got to take Trey McBride for a touchdown.
And you got to take Sam Darnold for more than 225.5 passing yards.
Well, see, do I break my own rule and go 4 picks?
Hey, man, I don't mind a little 4-pick action.
Yeah, 4 picks in the 8. Okay, I'll do that. Because I think the other thing you have to look at is when you look at coverage, the Arizona Cardinals are 9th in the NFL in coverage. That's a little concerning. The Arizona Cardinals are, however, 19th in the National Football League in rushing the passer. I'll go a 4-pack tonight. And Jake, if I lose because of you, I'm going to kick you right.
But you're not losing because of me. You're losing because of your choices.
20 to win 100. Go get it done. Kyler Murray, more than 216 yards, 16 and a half yards passing. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Half a touchdown. Trey McBride for a touchdown. Sam Darnold for 226. Pimp's going pimp.
Yeah.
I love the Seahawks in this game. I think it's going to be a shootout. Monty, can you have James join the showgram during the prize pick segment so that we know which way not to pick? Thanks. That'd be great. No. Real quick, let's see. Did Big Daddy Magic hit me back?
Did he call you back?
He did.
He called you back.
Yes.
Okay, call him again. Let's just see if we can get him on the line here.
Okay, wait, hang on.
Hello.
What does this say?
What did it say?
Mr. Timothy, how are you?
Look at him. There he is. Finally, you answered the phone.
I'm having some problems right now, man.
What are your problems right now?
Mamacita's pregnant.
Whoa. Whoa. Your Mamacita's pregnant?
Yes.
Did I not tell you to wrap that thing up?
Oh.
I think I did. Where are you?
I'm outside my apartment. I'm too scared to go see her. She's yelling at me.
Why is she yelling at you? What happened?
She doesn't want to be a grandma. She's only 27 years old.
Okay, wait. Okay, so wait a minute. You got to clarify. Are you saying that you are fathering a child?
Yeah, this is my fourth child.
Okay, so first of all, no Tylenol, okay? Second of all, how did this happen? Because I'm having trouble imagining Big Daddy Magic parking his car in Mamacita's garage.
You are not. That's how I feel. I should have absolutely no boys to make babies. I smoke too much weed.
Okay, are you going to get a paternity test?
Hell to the yes.
The lie detector test determined.
Okay, I mean, how long have you known this? How long have you known her?
Let's see. January 13th, I believe.
Okay.
Of this year?
Of this year. So less than a year. And you already put a bun in the oven.
I don't think it's me.
You don't think it's you? Okay.
Is there someone you suspect?
Is there?
I have some surprises for you on Monday.
Oh, you do? Like what?
Who's your favorite actor in your favorite movie?
Debbie Does Dallas and Debbie from Debbie Does Dallas. My favorite act, probably Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception.
No, it's going to be, well, you're just going to have to see. I thought you liked this movie a lot.
Who was it? What movie is it?
I'm not telling you until Monday.
No, you tell me now, father-making baby boy.
All right, he was in Rudy.
Oh, fuck. Don't say Sean Astin Green, please.
You know.
If you say Rudy and you say Sean Astin Green, that baby's yours. I want you to know that.
You can't do that to me.
Yes, I can.
We're best buddies.
Well, we may be best friends, but I can absolutely impregnate your wife. Trust me.
We're not buying a Red Bill shirt for not your baby.
Yeah, and now I can't buy you a Red Buffalo Bills shirt because now I have to buy you baby Jordan.
Did you see? I actually won a shirt, a big noon kickoff.
Okay, you were. That's right. You were.
I was holding.
Did
you see this?
Did Urban Meyer grab your ass?
No.
Well,
I didn't see Urban Meyer. I saw the quarterback, Braden Quinn. And I saw the guy that kind of looks like you that was on the party bus.
Okay.
So wait, why is his girl mad at him?
Why is your girl mad at you? Why is your girl mad at you?
Because I told her she's going to be a grandma. I have 2 grandkids. And that really depresses her.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen. All you can do is get a paternity test, and if that doesn't run,
I am.
If that doesn't work,
I have a good lawyer.
Well, if that doesn't work, just go on the lam, go on the run, like move to Canada or something.
You are not.
No, if it's mine, I'm going for full-out custody.
Bro, Big Daddy Magic, you smoke too much weed. No judge is giving you full-on custody. There's videos of you. There's videos of you on the. Didn't you get a ticket for public intoxication?
That was stupid. I walked all the way home. I see a cop and I asked him for assistance. Then he knew I was drunk because I kept saying, "What did I say? I don't remember what I said."
That was stupid.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Bro, what? So wait, let me get this right. How does this conversation go? Your Honor, I don't believe it's my baby. Oh, it is my baby? Okay, I want full custody. Yeah, you've got several tickets for weed and public intoxication. So I'm on the Monty show all the time.
No, I've never. Well, that's not a lie, but
never.
174 days. I have a card.
Okay, but you.
Best thing that ever happened to me.
What are you gonna name? What if it's a girl? What are you gonna name it?
Victoria.
What if it's a boy? What are you gonna name it?
Victor Timothy. My last name.
Dude, I swear to God, if you name your baby Victor, you're dead to me. I want you to name it Debansa because he's your idol. I want you to name it AJ Debansa. If it's a girl, name it AJ. If it's a boy, name it Debansa Jimmer Daddy Magic.
No, I don't like Jimmer.
What? But you're a BYU fan now.
No, I'm an AJ Debansa fan. I'm going to see him at the Holy War, and I'm going to take pictures with him, and I'm going to ask him if he would take me out after the game.
Well, are you trying to tell us something about you're no longer trying to park cars in women's garage? You want to go on a date with AJ Debansa?
No, I want to go out. I mean, I want to eat.
Macaque.
Can you clarify that? Yeah, what are you trying to eat there, bud?
Oh, I always, when people say, let's go out to eat, I said, you buy. I'm always, for some reason, I have a reputation of always trying to get stuff for free.
Yeah, because you're fucking broke.
We don't take
Because you're broke. You don't have any money.
Okay. Tons of money.
Will he show the paternity test results on the show?
Yeah.
Then why? Wait a minute. If you have tons of money, why are you always asking me to buy you stuff?
Because the legendary red Buffalo Bills jersey. I figured because I couldn't find them like you. I said, well, if he's gonna get me one, I should get two. Just how hard to get.
Paternity test results on the show.
Okay, yeah. Are you? When are you? If you get a paternity test, will you announce the results on the show?
Yeah.
Okay. So just to be clear, if it's a boy, you're going to name it Jimmer.
You want me to go get her?
No. Okay. Well, is she close?
Flight.
Is she close by?
He's about 3 minutes away. Do you think
Dude, this is
I don't travel far. Yeah.
No, I don't. No, you shouldn't have a domestic incident on YouTube in front of millions of people.
No. I don't do that. If a girl starts hitting me, I just take my weed and I go home.
Well, because you've had so many girls hit you? Like, are you kidding me right now?
Oh, hell yeah. I had to transfer schools in 8th grade because my first girlfriend, she had a thing. And I said, it's okay, my little sexy ketchup packet. Oh, my God. His brother wanted to beat me up the whole school year.
My sexy ketchup packet.
Bro.
Yes.
I put you on the show and I get... I put you on the show and I get my sexy ketchup packet?
I was 13 years old.
Right.
You couldn't work in fry sauce, dude?
Yeah, well, you're from Utah. You couldn't work in a little fry sauce? Well, that came out the wrong way. But my point is...
I don't like fry sauce.
Yeah, you don't want to work your fry sauce into any of the ladies. That's how babies are made. But my point is...
Ipso facto, it's mine.
When Jimmer's born...
It's not going to be Mom. It's not going to be Jimmer, but can I say something real fast?
No, you can't. Yes,
Please?
Go ahead. Of course you can. Yes, go ahead.
Timothy, thank you so much for everything you do for me, and you're wonderful. And I have a surprise coming for you, and you're going to like it.
Okay. I'm disappointed that Pervin Liar didn't grab your ass, though. I'll be honest with you. I thought you were...
He's way older than what he thought he did. And then the other guy, I thought it was Reggie Bush. Come on, Reggie. And it was Brian Ingram or something like that. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, Brandon, the running. Okay. Well, listen, you're amazing.
Yeah, that game wasn't fun at all. I was crying.
Okay. Well, listen, you're amazing. Congratulations on having sex.
You're amazing.
That's amazing.
Was it worth the motion in the ocean?
Unbelievable.
No, it's not. Stop, you guy. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. What did you, Jake? What question did you ask?
What was it worth it?
Was
if
it
it's
worth
your
it?
baby? Was
if
it
it's
worth
your
it?
baby, was it worth it?
Hey, don't get Mama Cena.
Dude,
now you had it.
We can't have domestics on the show, bro.
That doesn't work.
Well, I'll handle her.
You're breaking up now.
I always did it with the woman. Ma'am. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Well, listen.
Well, always an honor.
It was an honor.
It's always an honor.
It is.
You are my Mount Rushmore behind Victor, Josh Allen. Wait, it's Hogan, Victor, Josh Allen.
What about John Cena? John Cena!
His name is John Cena!
You don't seem happy with that. Okay. Well, look, when little Jimmer's born, we'll get you a gift and we'll go from there. Okay. Did he hung up on me. He got so upset about John Cena, he hung up on me. Dude, I don't believe that I don't.
Yeah, so I don't think that that's factual that he got a girl pregnant. I don't buy that. I don't buy
that. And the actual F is going on.
That's what I mean.
Our guy, Big Daddy Magic, is going to have a baby, and he just announced it on the show. I mean,
note the dollar amount here from Chad Carter.
$6.90.
Yeah.
Yes. And how about that? Our guy, Calford, gifts 20 Monty. Why can't I put that on the screen? Jake. Okay. Thank you. We appreciate that very much. Calford, there you go. Gifts 10, and then he gifted 20 more. Always good to see you. Well, I think that's how the show ends today, you guys. I don't know what else I have no idea what I'm going to do.
We don't get any credit for an impromptu BDM, appearance that leads to us finding out that he impregnated someone.
And we announced he's naming his baby Jimmer.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible turn of events.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
Well, now I've seen it all. Big Daddy Magic's having a baby. I mean, and you
what
found
else
out
is there
about
to
it
say?
on the show. Maury, we need you. Maury Povich.
Right.
Maury too.
Yeah.
The Monty Show is always presented by the Advocates. Don't forget we're off tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday. If you get in an accident this weekend, do not trust your insurance company. Get to the Advocates no matter where you are and when it happens, 24/7, 365. It's theadvocates.com. Until Monday, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.